Salut les humains. Et bien on retourne dans ce Divinity Original Sin 2. Et là c'est du lourd. Hein. Là on commence à... Plus on joue, plus on se rend compte de l'ampleur du jeu. C'est assez énorme. Donc il faut y aller tranquillement. On va pas faire n'importe quoi. Donc de retour sur la côte de la Faucheuse. Salut la team.
Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Bon, pour ceux qui suivent, on a bien exploré de fond en comble l'auberge.
The Black Bull Tavern.
De Black Bull Tave. L'auberge du taureau noir. Alors il nous reste 2-3 trucs à faire, donc on va continuer là pendant qu'on est dans le coin.
An elf in tattered red robes shifts through pages of handwritten notes spread across the table.
So many suspects, so many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the list. Think, you damn elf, think.
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot. The elf leaps around abruptly.
What? Why do you sneak up on me? Don't you know how dangerous that is, the way things are? Haven't you heard? My own Magister comrades are vanishing from right here in Driftwood. Whoever's behind it must be stopped. If you hear anything, come to me. I was removed from their ranks due to my elven blood. I'll continue to serve, though. I won't stand to see my comrades taken by some vile traitor. Three Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. He might be a greedy little junk peddler and a sorcerer to boot, but hardly capable of seizing Magisters. They won't listen to me. Not anymore.
The elf nods stoically.
Exactly. I'm convinced that this tavern holds the key. It's full of scum and degenerates. The true culprit could easily hide amongst them. I have to keep investigating. Keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. Civic pride, perhaps? The respect of those who safeguard your people? You don't know how lucky you are to be born a human. What? I serve with utter loyalty now and forever. Now get away from me and don't come back unless you have information I can use. That's no good.
Oula. Nouvelle, bah voilà, encore du contenu.
That's no good. Who would do this? You can figure this out. Come on.
Oh, on peut éliminer le mec. Soit on lui parle, soit on l'élimine.
Come on, damn you. Think. It doesn't make sense. I'm missing something.
Cette vue, on s'en sert à jamais. C'est pas trop pratique. Bon, ça va. Hein. Ils sont sensibles. Hein. Bon, bah du coup, on retourne à l'auberge. Bon, lui, il faut qu'on lui parle, il va nous faire une chanson.
My friends, for Alexander the Innocent, killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early, all hope destroyed. The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
What would I do without?
Well, I'll be. Are you ready for your kind to be celebrated in poetry?
He stares at you for a few torturing moments.
Your eyes betray the guilt of the human race. You believe it your right to ravage Grivalon. What say you?
He smiles a crooked smile and runs a hand through his greasy hair.
Ah, arrogance! That most peculiar of human traits, given your lack of cultural accomplishment. Save the towers you erect in worship of greed. What riches do you seek, human?
What can I get you, my dwarven friend?
If I want something, Indeed. You seem almost fearless in your conviction. But I know better. Stripped of their swords and shields, humans are as fragile as flower petals. Admit your cowardice.
The bard hems and haws, then bellows his next words to anyone who might hear.
To all lovers of verse, I bring glorious news. I have completed another modern classic. Listen now, and bask in its resounding refrain. The bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they created. They shall not stop till all the world's a waste. And signs of all other cultures erased.
You've got enough in front of you.
Of silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the proper trail.
Get
And
you
shout
something,
to
friend.
all, the humans must prevail. Well, I'll be. Are you ready for your kind to be celebrated in poetry?
Non mais ça s'arrête jamais. Hein. Bon, ça ira pour cette fois. Hein.
Very well. I have your gold regardless. Not to mention a strict no refunds policy.
I'll take your order if
The
you
bitter
promise.
march
No.
of humans unabated.
Yeah.
This world of war and cruelty they created. They shall not stop till all the world's a waste.
Ouais, oh. Ça va pas, non? Non, c'est parce qu'on est passé derrière le comptoir. Oh. Non, mais elle a cru qu'on essayait de voler la bière. Putain, on a dû mal la sélectionner.
The humans must prevail.
Et oh. Ah, je vais faire gaffe maintenant, j'ai oublié de... L'autre, il va nous taper. Hein.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
The soft lines of her face fold into a warm smile. She sets the glass on the counter and pours you a generous portion of an amber liquor.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. You and my Niles would get along. Nice to see an unfamiliar face. What brings you to Driftwood, darling?
if you're polite, elf.
Fort Joy? Praises be, but that's where my boy Niles is stationed. He's the physician overseeing all the camp. Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him. A fine physician indeed. That's my boy. Some say all a growing child needs is food and sunshine. I say abstinence and chastity will grow him finer than either one of those.
I'll take your order if you're polite, elf.
Oh, but it's so good to meet a friend of Niles. Here, have a little something to eat. Niles' favourite, you know. No one in our little town can appreciate work so fine as his, you know. All his instruments and books are stored away upstairs, all but forgotten. It's such a terrible waste.
Don't expect no small portions. Same size and price for everyone.
If you want something,
See the cook for stew, friend elf?
Nah.
Well, if he ever comes back home for a visit, I'm sure he'd be happy to show you. Anyhow, what can I get you? And where did you hear that? That disgraced elf who's been loitering outside my establishment since he was rightfully removed from his position. If I were you, I wouldn't pay any heed to the ramblings of that fool. We've only got amber ale, I'm afraid. Can't spare the potatoes for hard alcohol. If you'd like something that'll stick to your ribs, I'd flag down Loverick and get yourself a bowl of the house stew. Coming right up, darling.
Once, this was a tavern, or a hotel, or a brothel.
Back for more, are you, dear? Fresh out of stew on this side of the bar, but make yourself at home and flag down Loverick if you're hungry.
Finally! Your colleague over there is absolutely useless. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Truly are my saviour.
He inhales deeply over the stew, savouring the scent of it, then scoops up a large chunk of meat and swallows it down, seemingly without chewing.
Friends and lovers, find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the
He pauses in anticipation, then frowns.
Rather disappointing, isn't it? After all I've been through, and another tragedy.
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you expectantly. His lip trembles dramatically.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was killed by those void beasts. I told him we ought not to travel in the hills, but would he listen? No. Now here I sit, my closest companion gone, our precious cargo worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested wilds.
The bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty.
And on top of it all, the stew was a disappointment.
Mais oui, c'est dur la vie. Hein.
And signs of all other cultures erased. Silver, gold, and diamonds now disposed. With friends and lovers find your true repose.
Ah, then perhaps my luck has changed. Yes, perhaps this awful business might soon be behind me. Tell me, how are you with, well, Void Woken?
Bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they created. They shall not stop till all the world's a waste. And signs of
Ah, terrific news. Then what I ask will be little more than a trifling.
gold and diamonds now disposed.
My mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands when we crossed paths with a great brute of a Void Woken.
And tread the proper trail. And shout to all, the humans must prevail.
We made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'd do anything to get them back.
The bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they created. They shall not stop till all the world's a waste. And signs of all other cultures.
Very, very well, that's how. That cargo is worth more than a pretty penny, and I'll owe its retrieval to you and you alone.
Friends and lovers find your true repose.
Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there have any use of such a cargo. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day. Good luck.
Unabated. This world of war and cruelty they shall not stop till all the world's a waste. And signs of all other cultures erased. Of silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the proper trail. And shout to all, the humans must prevail.
Pipe down, will you?
Nothing to hide, they got nothing to
Yeah.
You're good with your magisters caging anyone up that looks at them funny.
Damn right.
A look of recognition passes across his face.
What lit me?
Bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they shall not stop till all the world's a waste. And signs
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the proper trail. And shout to all, the humans must prevail.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for a different kind of person. My mistake. I shall return to serving me other customers, and I wish you a good, if boring, appetite. Don't come back.
The world's a waste. And signs of all other cultures erased.
They got nothing to hide, they got nothing.
Silver, gold, and diamonds now disposed.
Huh? Oh, you look as though thirsty.
She taps her fingernail on the glass of amber ale she offered you before. It's still full.
Come on, have a drink. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff to smudge everything into a pretty shape.
She slides another glass of ale toward you. Its contents sparkle in the dim barlight.
Bottoms up. Ah, it's a sad story about a lover who left me out cold. Name's mind your business. Cheers to you, me, and...
Her gaze swivels around the room.
Damien's dull knife. This place is horrible. Never mind. Cheers to you, me, and me again. Another. What do you mean? These are changing times or whatever.
She raises a glass and glances at yours on the bar.
Changing time. Ah, down the old ouch.
Ça va mal finir.
Oh, reckon that was. Reckon a one too many.
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to be scared of.
On a gagné.
Caging anyone up that looks at them funny.
The bitter march of humans.
Bon, ça dure combien de temps quand on est bourré là?
This world of war and cruelty they created.
Ah, on a gagné quand même. Hein.
Bit you on the arse.
They shall not stop till all the world's
And another
a waste. And signs of all other cultures erased.
You'll know my mouth.
Of silver, gold,
Stew
and
is
diamonds
people
now
and people is stew.
nothing to hide. They got nothing. Friends and lovers.
Let me tell you something.
Caging anyone up.
So journey forth and
Stew
tread
is
the
people
proper
and
trail.
people is stew.
Throw 'em in a hole and shout to
Wolf
all. The
and an elf.
humans must prevail.
No, even a small.
Let me tell you something. Stew is people and people is stew. Wheel of the good
The
stuff.
bitter march of humans
Damien
unabated.
was kind of cute though.
This world of war and
Wheel of the
cruelty
good
they
stuff.
created.
Let me tell you something.
They shall
Let me
stop
tell you
till
something.
all the world's a waste. And signs of all
Damien
other
was kind
cultures
of cute
erased.
though.
Silver,
You'll know
gold,
my
and
mouth.
diamonds now disposed.
Damien was kind of cute though.
Friends and lovers
Damien
find
was
your
kind of
true
cute
repose.
Just caging anyone up that looks at them funny.
So journey forth and tread the proper trail. Throw 'em in a hole. And shout to all. The humans must prevail.
I don't think you'd know even a smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
J'aimerais bien le trouver lui.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
Yeah? You're good with the magisters caging anyone up that looks at them funny.
Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw 'em
The
in a
bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and
I
cruelty.
think the poem's supposed to make me cheer for humans. Ain't sure it's working for me.
Non mais là, le mec il a fait un poème sur les humains et l'autre elle nous parle de ce qu'il vient de faire quoi. Ah, c'est vraiment,
Friends and lovers find
c'est
your
impressionnant. Hein.
true repose.
approaching us the wrong way.
Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Bon, on va essayer de chercher l'autre là, le chef. Bon alors il faut pas faire attention quand on lui parle parce que la dernière fois ça s'est mal fini. Hein. Brie Van de Camp. Il s'est reconverti. Allez.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your
Je sais ce qui
rations.
te ferait plaisir. Un bon ragoût de nain.
Keep talking to Wolf and you'll end up eating silver from a cell floor.
Ah, t'es contente.
Smells worse over here than it does.
You needing supplies? I'd stock up if I were you. It's madness out there. Never seen anything like it. Nothing more.
Ah là, des trucs de réparation, ça c'est bien. Alors ça je comprends pas parce que j'en avais et je sais pas où les passer. Normalement on les garde. Enfin, j'ai même pas marchandé. Oh.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Putain, mais là, au niveau des sorts, tout ce qu'il y a, oh. Bon, il y en a quand même qu'on connaît.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Dis donc. Ça, c'est pas donné, hein. Ah non, mais on a plus de sous, là. Bon, bah merci quand même.
Until later, then.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
It's not cool for the junk you sell, then.
Buying anything.
Junk? What? I offer nothing
They
less
don't
than
come
the
visit
wisdom
your
of the
tongue.
ancients.
Who will?
Bon, là, on doit pouvoir le réparer.
Along with a large helping of ham.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Bing.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Du coup,
Bishop Alexander was slain by seekers. Culprit still at large.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come visit your tongue. Who
là, il va
will?
envoyer, hein.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Divine order to march against the ancient empire.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town.
Et non, ça, c'est pas équipé, hein, le manteau d'Alexander. Personne là.
Rations. We've got to take what we can
Not
get.
in any mood to talk about
Keep
it.
talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk?
Keeping it together, Bree?
Nothing less than the wisdom
I'm
of
all
the
right,
ancients.
as long as I don't think about it too
Ah.
much.
Vapid fiction.
You're safe
along with a
among
large
friends.
helping of ham.
Never forget it.
Putain, mais celui-là, il est pas équipé non plus.
How you
Il
holding
faut
up?
y penser, ça.
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
The rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you let that bleeding sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Good day to you.
Ils sont trop sympas ici. Oh!
Nice weather, innit? Suppose we cling to the small pleasures in life, such as they are.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
You're safe among friends. Never forget
For nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Oh, je voyais pas lui.
Batted fiction along with a large helping of hay.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Un petit ragoût de nain, ça ira mieux.
If I don't come visit your son, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Ah, c'est un dîner en fait. Putain, c'est quoi ça? Oh, c'est bien ça.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for one of our own. Buy now and buy often.
Ouais, c'est l'inflation, hein. C'est partout pareil.
Special prices for you, my friend. Gotta stick with your own in times of trouble, right? War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Ils ont tous au moins un super bouclier. Oh.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Bon, c'est juste pour dire.
Keeping it together, Bree.
C'est pas mal ça. Hein.
You're safe
On l'a pas ça?
friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Have you anything that will protect against Flottebois?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Non mais sous ma gueule, on a déjà fait le geste.
Together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends.
Léo.
Never forget it.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Mais... Sous lui.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Putain, ça vaut super cher ça. 400,
I don't come
176.
visit your ton. Who will?
Putain.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh c'est bon ça. Là, faut pas se planter là. Non mais il me saoule hein lui hein. Pourquoi tu me dis ça là? On lui a déjà donné un truc. Non mais ouais, c'est parce qu'on a changé de perso hein. Putain, ça c'est un truc de dingue gros. Ça veut dire que chaque perso doit lui donner un truc. Putain, c'est des enfoirés hein.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Bon, t'es content là?
Smells
Saoule,
worse
hein.
over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not
Ah
like
mais
you're
on a plein de
buying
trucs en fait.
anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who
Je suis là.
will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Boy welcome. God knows what's stopping those beasts.
Putain, mais ça vaut pas plus que ça là?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I
Ouais mais c'est la totalité là qui vaut cher.
You're safe among
Ah.
friends. Never forget it.
Ah, mais tout à l'heure on était avec le nain. Ouais. Ok. Ah là 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 là, il me fait chier. Ah, j'ai confondu en plus. On va y arriver. Ah, c'est chiant quand il dit ça là.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among
Là, du coup, ça a augmenté les prix. Hein. Ah bah voilà.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
Keeping it together, Bree.
The kind that don't fancy starving.
Ouais, en fait, ouais, je sais pourquoi c'est mélangé. C'est quand on enlève les... Quand on est dans l'équipement, si on change l'équipement, le truc qu'on enlève, ils le mettent à n'importe quel perso. Donc après, ça mélange tout. Un peu con ça.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Bon, avant de faire une connerie...
How you holding up?
Ah, il a...
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Lui, il a déjà restauration, hein.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Mais elle a pas de soins de secours, hein.
Have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Bon, reprenons la balade.
I have to stop these disappearances. My career is at stake.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton,
Hey, hey.
who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large.
Surrounded by incompetence, I deserve a better posting.
Ça, ce bandit, oh, il nous le revend 42 le truc.
Have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The Voidwoken are everywhere. Thank the Divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Greetings! May the Seven circle you and keep you safe. Ah, it's a wonderful day, wouldn't you agree? Of course. But there are plenty of Magisters around, aren't there? They shield us from sorcerers and Voidwoken alike. You're quite right about the sea, though. Why, only a few days ago, I was writhing in pain, having eaten from that rotten fish they dare sell on the market. But then a fellow pilgrim passed by, laid his hands upon my feverish skin, and just like that, I was cured. Truly, it was a miracle. Alas, I cannot say who he was, but I can say what he was. A holy man. A stranger showing kindness to strangers, exemplifying the teachings of the divine. Fills my heart with gladness to know that there are still folks like him to be found, now that our Lord Alexander has fallen. May the Seven keep him. May they keep all of us. I owe my life to the Holy Pilgrim. If I knew his name, I would shout it from the rooftops.
Oh! Oula, c'est pas donné, hein. 1000 boules la fleur. Hein. Bon après, ouais, c'est puissant. Hein.
Surrounded by incompetence, I deserve a better posting.
Blessings of the divine upon you, good sir. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but would you care to join us? Wonderful. Come, sit. Oh, it's lovely to meet new people on the road. There you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. That's so lovely to hear. The more pilgrims pray for his return, the sooner Lucian will walk among us once more, just like the prophecy says. So come, let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey. We have a sacred duty ahead of us in the holy city of Arks.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband Nicholas. After the meal, you express your thanks and take your leave.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
I will look for you in the Arks Cathedral. We will chant the rites of the return together.
We need those reports down.
I will look for you in the Arks Cathedral. We will chant the rites of the return together.
Thank the Divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a bath.
Friends and lovers find your true repose. So journey forth and spread the...
Magister's dropping left and right. Can't say I'm shedding any tears. They've got that arena down below the Black Bull. Guess some people like a little whacking time, if you get my drift. They've got that arena down below the Black Bull. Guess some people like a little whacking time, if you get my drift.
It can't be far, can it?
Silver, gold, and
Driftwood, home of the Black Bull Tavern.
Tout se passe à la caverne ici, hein, à la taverne.
What am I going to do?
Nelson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some...
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Please, you there.
An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise. Callow. He's hunting Godwoken, but don't worry. I didn't tell him our little secret. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on.
It can't be far, can it? It can't be far, can it? What am I going to do?
Ifan bites his lip and laughs.
That'll be tough for you to say without any teeth. But be my guest. Give it a whirl. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in for the bounty. Sure, you could do the very same to me.
It can't be far, can it?
I think we should know who hunts us and why. Just play it cool. We go in, we get answers, we leave. Nothing more to it than that.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile he wears, you can tell he speaks in jest.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed. But I've got your back if you've got mine.
It can't be far, can it?
Ifan smiles and salutes at you.
Oh mais merde. Fou. Ah bah heureusement, ça a pas marché, oh.
Where is it? Where is it? Sir, please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about? Blast! It's gone for good, I fear.
She rubs a hand over her smooth head, then suddenly looks up at you. Her great greenish gold eyes are alive with worry.
There isn't any chance you could spare a moment to help me look, could you? I wouldn't dare ask it if it weren't terribly important.
Tears star her eyelashes, and she begins to weep. She takes your hand.
I know. What a crybaby I am. It's just... you're so kind. It's been a difficult day. pouch. I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum inside it. Magister Raymond. He bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped it along the way. He's sure to think I stole it.
She tilts her head back and blinks back tears.
I'd never do such a thing. Never.
She reaches out as though to shake your hand, but stumbles, falling a little into your arms. She laughs, embarrassed, and quickly rights herself. As she pushes off of you, she reaches lightly into your pouch. She rifles around for a moment, but doesn't seem to find what she's looking for.
Terribly sorry. I'm not in my proper mind today, it seems. I'll keep looking myself. Good day to you.
She twists away from you with an innocent smile.
Got to be going now. That pouch won't find itself after all. Ta!
Nothing good. Always woken her everywhere.
I need those reports.
Sir. Right away.
Let it be known henceforth to each and every subject here and everywhere that in the absence of our beloved Alexander, Bishop Divine, slain with malice and injustice by foul sorcerers, as were let fly by the perfidious lizards of the ancient empire, with the aid and abettancy of the treacherous dwarven kingdom, the Divine Order of Lucian is now led by his son's most trusted intimate and advisor, Dallis, Hammer of the Divine, Saviour of the Sorcerers, and new Deliverer of the peoples of Rivellon. The Hammer shall take counsel from her most trusted advisors. Hail to the Hammer, 7 times blessed.
That's leading the order.
Surrounded by
You shan't be rolling in his grave.
The dead don't care. It's the living who should be fearful.
Bellwether, we need those reports, Captain. Right away. Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a better posting. Elson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some right away. Bellwether, I need those reports, Captain. Right away. Surrounded by incompetence, I deserve a better posting. My inkwell is dry. Fetch me some right away.
Tell me, you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits still at large!
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
You're lucky to stand in a town protected by Magister Raymond's wisdom. Without him, the Voidwoken would have turned this slum into a charnel house. He will be missed when he sails. Damn it! Magister Raymond wanted word in the caravan, but I had hoped the news would not be so grim. Report this to the Magister at the docks at once.
Ah, bah merci, hein.
Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits still at large!
Traitors will not be tolerated in Driftwood. We even dragged the sorcerer's Meister out of town to be hung, so her blood would not stain these cobbles. Yes, we're well aware. But if the dwarves want to lose their minds in some haze, let them. At least it keeps the little rats from fighting.
Bon. Eh ben, je crois qu'on va faire la pause, la team.
How you holding up?
Bon, il y a des grosses parties de discussion, mais ça fait partie du jeu, hein. Et c'est très bien. Parce que c'est quand même bien écrit, hein. Ouais, il y a du scénario. Et ça nous met, ça nous immerge encore plus dans l'univers du jeu. Donc c'est du lourd. Allez. On va à la taverne. Se taper un ragoût-na. Et ça ira mieux demain. Repos les humains. Et long live the fighters.